through a few steps while setting up your allocation process. Let's go through the steps you'll be completing. The first step will be confirming the metadata on your operational data table has all the data that you want to track in the application. This is a task that requires a system admin to make changes, but when you get to that step, we'll show you the fields included out of the box. You will also be creating any additional allocation units you need for your model during this step. After you confirm the table has the data you need, you will upload your usage and proxy data. If you uploaded cost objects or transactional data from a document in the previous steps, you will be doing the same thing here. The step is to tell the application how to allocate your costs in your cost model. Before you jump into the process, I'll walk you through how the allocation process works in our application. First, let's talk about how allocations are structured. Our application uses 3 key tables: operational data, which is the numerical information; allocation rules, which are the recipes for the application; and allocations, the outcome of applying the rules to operational data or percents and scripts. These work together to distribute costs based on specific rules and data inputs. 2 keys to note. The from cost object is where the money is coming from, and the to cost object is where the money is going. When setting up allocations, you'll start by importing data. For example, if you're managing costs for training and workshops, you'll create a usage data source. This setup links your data in the correct cost model, defines your allocation method, and maps the data fields accordingly. If data is imported to the correct tables, the system automatically creates draft allocation rules based on the quantities you've provided. In this usage file example, the cost model you selected is the data source saved to the operational data and the allocation rule. The allocation unit you select is also saved to the operational data and the allocation rule. The from object is sent from your usage file and used to create the allocation rule. The to objects are saved to the operational data table and used to create allocations for the allocation rule. The quantities are also saved to the operational data table and used to create allocations for the allocation rule. To calculate the percentages in the allocations table, the application will add up the total possible quantity for that from cost object, in this case 2,637, and then for each individual quantity, it will take the quantity 1,200 and divide it by the total 2,637 and save that percentage, in this case 45.506%, to the allocation record for the cost object. It will do the same thing for the rest of the quantities. Data in the future, simply upload the new file and the system will adjust the allocations accordingly. You can also import data directly from a ServiceNow table if needed. Allocation behaves differently depending on whether you're uploading usage or proxy data. Usage data follows the process outlined before, and your only job is to review the draft allocation rule. If you upload proxy data, the application will save the data only to the operational table, and your job will be to create the allocation rules and add the operational data to the rule. Finally, remember that only one active allocation rule can exist per cost object at a time. You can create new rules as needed, assign percentages, and the system will take care of the rest.